And the winner is TTT, Trinidad and Tobago, producers Penny Gomez and Colin Graves, presenter Penny Gomez, editor NH Productions TT, Penny on Point, the Honorable Shamfa Kodjo.
This is the show where you get to know some of your favorite personalities a lot better, and we don't leave you out of the action.
Whilst the traditional folks were saying, don't say that you're coming across as aggressive, but I felt like, hey, this is 5 days before elections. A poll was done showing that the other party is in the lead. And you're telling me all this has happened in Trinidad and Tobago, didn't see that, and you're still choosing that party?
A special mention that goes to TTT, Trinidad and Tobago, producers Penny Gomez and Colin Graves, presenter Penny Gomez, editor NH Productions TT, Penny on Point, Ian Elaine.
You run into an ex at an event.
Ex?
You're
going. Go ahead.
with your best friend on the person's arm.
My best friend with my ex.
Yeah. How do you respond? What you doing?
No, I going up and talk to her. How you going? Hey, my partner, but don't worry. Keep it inside. We keep it inside. Anything could watch could use back. Don't be dumb. We still got up.
On that note, we are using exactly what Ian said. We're keeping it inside because we are welcoming on the set this morning to celebrate their win. The cast and crew of Penny on Point joining us on the Now Morning Show. Good morning and congratulations!
Thank you.
Now, as much as I am very familiar, and you are familiar with the faces as well, we must introduce the team that is joining us this morning because they're not wearing their usual hats. So we know him from Digicel in terms of communication, but this morning he's wearing his producer hat. So Colin Greaves, welcome back to the Now Morning Show set.
Thank you very much.
We will go with the producer, NH Productions, always behind the scene, putting on the jackets and taking forward this morning. Good morning, director Navindra. And of course, the lady, Penny herself, is joining us this morning, not in her corporate communications capacity, but as host of the award-winning talk show. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning to you. It's good to be here in this capacity.
Right?
Yet again.
The interviewee, not the interviewer.
Yes.
A nice little relaxed moment. Of course, joining in them as well is some of the crew as well. So we know. Well, if I go to name everybody, I might miss out. So people who are supporting and making sure that Penny on Point happens. Penny, you can tell us who is who?
Yeah, we have Kimmy Stout Robinson. She's one of our production assistants. Nicholas, who's responsible for making us sound fabulous. Jono, who does practically everything and is an assistant to Navindra. Keisha, who's also a production assistant.
Nice.
And Shaquille is also an everything kind of man from Navindra's team.
A tight team.
A tight team, and we're missing some Kandwani Applewhite, we're missing Belinda Peters, we're missing Christopher Edmund. But again, a team that over the last 3 years, we've really, it's family by now. It really is. And to pull it off, sacrifice, we are there. Again, if you've read my posts on our page, you know that for us, it is never about winning awards. We are just there making sure that each show, really, we give of our best. And we don't leave. And we have a very hard driver. By the time we are finished with script and everything, and it's not even scripted, we just have some cue points there, some just a little agenda. By the time it gets to Navindra, and we are all terrified of Navindra, by the way. So
every single body in the industry is terrified of Navindra.
Yeah, so that's why we're driven to do well. But no, seriously, we all just want to give of our best, and people jump in on their various roles that he will take on. Kimmy, you will find Kimmy sweeping a floor. Kimmy and Keisha will jump in to do makeup, to do whatever is required in a moment's notice.
That's what makes it happen.
Yes.
I mean, the fact remains, as much as that wasn't the goal, you have not just done it last year, but done it again, and this time 2 specific awards. Right. So we do want to celebrate that this morning, and we will be popping some bottles, but I'd get a little insight, because all that hard work, you must have significantly memorable moments.
Oh, yeah.
Now, particularly, these awards are for the Best Magazine program, the episode specifically with Honorable Minister Kodjo, who couldn't be with us this morning because she's in Tobago. Yes. And then, of course, comedy, as we saw with Ian Allen himself, who matches the confetti perfectly. So I have to ask, Navindra, we know that we fear you because you're a tough driver, as they say, but you had to have some light moments, at least in the comedy episodes. So tell me what stood out for you most? What was most memorable for you, particularly in these 2 episodes?
With the Shamfa episode, it was just the setting. We were in Tobago, we were in our hometown, but we were in this fabulous, gorgeous house. Mansion.
Yeah, I
right?
remember that one.
And you know, as any videographer or filmmaker will tell you, once you have the background for something and it looks gorgeous, everything else is just gravy on top of it. So of course Penny took on the interview and we had a fabulous episode, but Shamfa was game for everything.
Yeah.
Right? From everything the thing about this show, if you haven't seen it, and I don't know why you wouldn't see it, but if you haven't seen it, is that we bring people on as guests and they have no idea what
Where
they're
it's
going to
gonna
be
go.
involved in.
All right, note to self.
And so we're talking from politicians to notable people, and they are game for everything, and Shamfa was game for doing a goat race.
Right.
So
After being afraid of the animals in the end.
exactly.
Yeah.
I was going to ask Colin, because I know you will have some behind the scenes knowledge.
Yeah.
What was most surprising about that episode? Or even Ian's?
That with the Minister Kudjo's episode, when she was in the house and we were like, you know, we could throw anything at you, and throughout the episode, she kept teasing at her sporting prowess.
Right.
And Penny said, well, you know, anything could happen on the show, you know? And she was like, yeah, bring it on or whatever. And then in the house, she noticed that everyone disappeared.
Right.
So she was kind of there with her assistant, and they were like, what's going on? And then the goats made noise, like the goats actually bad or whatever. And she started screaming in the house. And then we were like, why is she screaming? And then she's like, no, she's...
For context, the Tobagonian minister is afraid of goat.
Well, I don't know, it was something, but that was just so funny. And then
The
she was
goats were
like...
fearsome, though, I have to
Yeah.
say. They were like, whoa.
And actually, I don't know if you'll remember, what happened was we did not... What the goats that were in the actual episode were not the original goats. Like, the original goats were like huge.
like little horses. And I said, there's no way. I looked at the goat and the goat looked at me, and that
with
was it.
full curled horns and everything. And she was like, absolutely not. So we ended up with the baby
Right.
goats, which look huge on TV, by the
Yeah.
way.
And the thing about these episodes is that even though we would do a general, plan for the show, we have to plan the show.
They do what they want.
It's all freestyle.
It really is.
It's all freestyle, and we film it as live. There's no second take.
None.
We film it as if it's live.
None.
Penny emphasized, none,
Yeah.
no second take.
And it rained all day, so it was actually a wet goat, and the concept of a wet goat rope.
Wet goat rope.
Smells like
Yeah,
Penny
yeah,
Market.
But-
yeah.
Well, it all paid off. Hopefully,
it
hopefully you don't have to go through that again.
did.
And we know that if you were to do it, you'd be prepared. So what we've prepared this morning is a little bit of a toast. Navindra, I'm going to task you with popping some bottles, or at least sharing with the crew, so you can start distributing. For once he is serving you as opposed to you serving him. Revel in this moment.
I know. This in itself is a moment for us.
Because we
Thank
want to
you.
make sure that we celebrate the fact that despite the challenges, despite how small the team is and close-knit it is, how much you've endured, it has paid off. Congratulations on your many awards and many more to come.
We hope.
We, of course, say thank you because this is also under the TTT umbrella, so
Yes.
we join in the celebration, although we are consuming non-alcoholic wine this morning to make
Non-alcoholic.
sure we can wrap up properly. We continue to celebrate because we want to make sure that you guys tune in on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. The repeats on Fridays and Sunday to get a piece of the action. So we're going to have you toast, and then we're going to tell the people what we can expect for the next season.
Oh, yes.
So start the phone
Yes.
on Navindra, what you doing? This is why I didn't do that. Colin, what can we expect next season? Next couple of episodes?
Well, the next couple episodes finish out season 3 because we're in season 3. We took a bit of a break in filming.
Right.
But I mean, the same energy of the show. I mean, the show is always based on surprises, and honestly, we've been surprised ourselves in terms of how supportive the guests have been. Guests come on the show and we get them to do literally anything. Like we had
Navindra, am I?
chief, we had the chief sec catching crabs.
Yes, that was interesting.
Like running and he really like we just let a bucket of crabs go in this house and he's running around with a stick. We got Minister Gatsby Dolly and Ayana Webster right, to play charades and to pretend to be a Dwen and do all sorts of different things.
How she, you know what?
Don't even.
I even
And you
want
know
to
what I think is particularly, for me, thrilling? They come on and you see the fear in their faces because they don't know. We just tell them, turn up, wear comfortable shoes. And then as, we begin to film, you see them starting to relax.
Right.
The whole idea is that we want to show the public other sides of these personalities that you see on a forum where they're all stiff and everything else, and really get to know them. And we want it to be that you feel as if we are right there in your living room, in your kitchen, with me, chatting with them. And that at the end of it, you invite us again next week into your home. So that if we've achieved that, then I think that says for us we have achieved our purpose.
Absolutely. Well, we will be joining you virtually anyways by having you in our home as you guys continue on another episode. So we raise our glasses in a toast to Penny on Point as they continue to celebrate Caribbean culture, win awards, and surprise everybody each and every episode. Salute!
Cheers to repeat.
Cheers, tables, armoires, everybody. And on that note, while we enjoy the goodness of success this morning here on the Now Morning Show, we invite you guys to continue to tune in as we, of course, have a bumper show for you next week. On behalf of Kimberly D'Souza, Natasha Lake, my DJ EJ, and the entire crew, who hopefully someday will win awards too, we say have a great weekend and thanks for tuning in to the Now Morning Show. Love we celebrate. EJ, turn us up.
I've been patient and I've been waiting. Call me stubborn, but I can get over it. You left and never say goodbye. Those tears I cried, no, I can get over it.
So don't you ever let me down.
And the winner is TTT, Trinidad and Tobago producers Penny Gomez and Colin Graves, presenter Penny Gomez, editor NH Productions TT, Penny on Point, the Honorable Shamfa Kodjo.
This is the show where you get to know some of your favorite personalities a lot better, and we don't leave you out of the action.
Whilst the traditional folks were saying, don't say that you're coming across as aggressive, but I felt like, hey, this is 5 days before elections. A poll was done showing that the other party is in the lead. And you're telling me all this has happened in Trinidad and Tobago didn't see that and you're still choosing that party?
A special mention that goes to TTT, Trinidad and Tobago producers Penny Gomez and Colin Graves, presenter Penny Gomez, editor NH Productions TT, Penny on Point, Ian Elaine.
You run into an ex at an event.
Ex?
You're
going. Go ahead.
with your best friend on the person's arm.
My best friend with my ex.
Yeah. How do you respond? What you doing?
No, I going up and talk to her. How you going? Hey, my partner, but don't worry. Keep it inside. Anything could watch could use back. Don't be dumb. We still get up.